The BDN Main Game of the Week is presented by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. The BDN Main Game of the Week is also brought to you by Tradewinds Markets, Greenway Equipment Sales, Dean's Detailing, and by Bangor Savings Bank, Northeast Driving School, and Digital Workshop. The BDN Main Game of the Week is a production of Sportsnet Maine.
Welcome back to Skowhegan Area High School and the BDN Main Game of the Week. It is a Class B North semifinal matchup. Number 5 Brewer against number 1 Skowhegan. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. And Ernie, let's dive a little deeper into this matchup and the two teams. And we'll start with the Brewer Witches, the number 5 seed under Nick Arthurs, the 2016 PTC Coach of the Year, and maybe one of his better coaching jobs this year, a team that lost a lot from last season.
Yeah, lost 2 players that went on to Division I college programs in Austin Lufkin and Trey Wood. That alone is a significant graduation loss, but Nick Arthurs has done a good job of bringing this team back. They had a little bit of a lull midway through the season where they lost 3 games in a row, as you can see, but tough losses for the most part and close losses for the most part.
Right.
We saw the loss against Coney, and that was a touchdown in the final minute that cost them that game, but they've rebounded well here over the last part of the season, defeating Hamden and then knocking off a Brunswick team, which is also playing in the semifinals tonight, despite just one win during the regular season. Of course, Brewer and Brunswick played in the regional championship game each of the last 2 years, with Brunswick winning both times and winning the states last year. And then, of course, adding to that, the quarterfinal win on the road against Messalonski. You can see it was a 3-point game during the regular season, and this time Brewer had the edge in the first round of the playoffs. And, among the players to watch tonight, Bryant Kiley, a 1,000-yard rusher for Brewer, and as we mentioned moments ago, I think rushing may be a big part of the attack for Brewer tonight. It seems to me the best defense against a passing offense is to control the football.
Ball away, yeah.
And so Kiley be one of the keys to that behind a veteran front line. Andrew Kiley, along with Jacob McCluskey, the tight end, 2 of the favorite receiving targets of quarterback Cam Wood, who's a senior and threw for more than 250 yards last week in that win over Messalonski.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the number 1 seed, the Skowhegan Indians, 5-3 on the season. Ryan Libby in his first year at the helm.
Yeah, exactly. I took over on an interim basis, actually, after Matt Freeman, the former coach for the last 5 years, went to Hudson University as an assistant coach. And you can see Skowhegan 5-3 and got the top seed in a tiebreaker over Lawrence based on head-to-head competition. That Week 7 58-56 victory over the Bulldogs. Skowhegan went in number 1 and got a bye. Lawrence also getting a bye at number 2. You look at Skowhegan and you see a lot of offense there. You see in the last 3 games in a row, regular season-wise, scoring more than 50 points a game, and it could be a shootout here tonight.
All right, we are just about set for the opening kickoff here. Brewer will be on the receiving end, and here is that opening kickoff. A line drive, a few hops, finally picked up by the Witches, and taking it up to about the 35-yard line. Try to pick up the numbers. We got orange on white here tonight, Ernie.
Yeah, I think the monitor may be the best source of numbers, particularly as the game goes along. We talked about a heavy shower here earlier, late in the afternoon toward the evening, and while the field looks nice and green right now, after about 2.5 hours of play, it may not look so rosy and may affect the ability to see the colors, but we'll do the best we can.
And as I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, a lot of orange and black here tonight between the Witches and the Indians. And on a first down play, the Witches will pick up the first down of the ball game.
That's number 34 for the Witches.
That's going to be Bryce Largay. He was fairly active in the game we had earlier this year, Ernie. You see Largay getting the carry there with the handoff and deep into that Skowhegan defense.
Yeah, pretty solid Brewer line, and that's going to perhaps bode well for them as they try to establish the ground game.
And there's Bryant Kiley with the first down carry after Largay picked up the first down of the ball game. About 1.5 yards there for Kiley. So second down, a long 8 for the Brewer Witches. 4-4 on the regular season, had that 1-point win on the road at Messalonski in the quarterfinals. They go back to Kiley, and Kiley pounding his way well into Skowhegan territory. He's going to be taken down at about the 41 of the Indians.
Yeah, 3rd and short right now, about 2, and that's what exactly what Skowhegan wants to do, just churn out these first downs on the ground and watch that clock run. And so far, three carries, all with pretty good yardage.
That's what the Witches want to do. And here's a carry up the middle, and that'll be a first down for Brewer.
That is Andrew Kiley on the carry there.
Here's the Greenway replay.
Quick handoff. Andrew Kiley lined up at fullback. Pretty big hole there, and gets to the next level and dives forward for a solid gain.
Now deep handoff, and it's going to be Bryant Kiley spinning his way and tumbling for a pickup of a few yards there. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Brewer. Bryant Kiley, a senior, running back on offense, plays in the defensive backfield on defense. Good look at Reggie Clark Memorial Field as the Witches come to the football. And Wood will hand it off to the up back, and that's going to be Largay, and he will take it up to the 25-yard line. So a good start for the Witches as they pick up another first down.
Yeah, 3 different running backs sharing in the workload. Nothing that Skowhegan can do in terms of keying on one particular back, as they're all finding success, and pretty good drive underway by the Witches.
And going on the road for Brewer, they got to feel really good. They finish up the season with a couple of wins, that road win at Messalonski, so the confidence has to be high right now for Nick Arthur's crew. There's a dive on the first down play.
Andrew Kiley there with the short gain. Looks like a gain of about 3.
Ball on the 22-yard line, first drive of the ball game, and the Witches right now marching up the field. Now they go back to Bryant Kiley. Not much this time, maybe a couple. And it's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go for Brewer.
Certainly 2-down territory at this point at the 20-yard line.
Mentioned Skowhegan can score a lot of points. They also give up a lot of points, giving up 37.4 points per game. That's 2nd worst in the division.
It's a little frustrating to their head coach, Ryan Libby, who was the defensive coordinator last year. So he's had to bite his tongue a little bit.
Wood under center, fakes the handoff, now the end around, and powering his way across the 15-yard line. That is going to be Hunter Umel, and another good pickup for the Witches. Should be another first down.
Indeed it is. Again, just showing a lot of different things so far of the offense. Nice fake there to Kiley. You see a couple of defenders go toward him, and the end around to Umel, who
looked like he might be stopped there, but
good leg drive to get through that first tackle attempt and gets the extra yardage for the first down.
Witches on the move. Ball at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. The pitch back to Bryant Kiley trying to get around that left end. He's got some running room, and he'll be driven out of bounds, but close to another first down for Brewer.
Good block at the corner, and Kiley saw that and cut back inside. You watch this. I want to see who had that block. The quick pitch to Bryant Kiley. There's a block right there by Bryce Largay there. Just enough to knock him out of the way. Kiley read that well, cut back inside, and then went to the corner and dragged down a tackler for a first down yardage.
First down and goal for Brewer. Ball inside the 5. They go up the middle and into the end zone. First drive of the ball game, and the Witches slicing their way through that Skowhegan defense. And the handoff going to Andrew Kiley, straight up the middle. And he hits pay dirt.
Not a big hole, but just enough to slide through, and just powers his way into the end zone from 4 yards out, and Brewer strikes first in this PTC Class B North semifinal.
So Andrew Kiley with the touchdown, and now he's going to try to tack on the extra point. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So the Brewer Witches lead this ball game now 7-0 with 7:55 left to go in the first quarter.
11-play drive right out of the gates, all on the ground for the Witches. Not a real big surprise. Never did face third and long, and I think the longest third down they faced during that march was 5 yards, and they were able to push it across the first down line with the run, and that's exactly what they want to do. That's it's 4 minutes that Skowhegan doesn't have the ball to pass, and it's also a touchdown. Expect a high-scoring game tonight. That's just a start for both of these teams.
The BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark on the broadcast here tonight from Skowhegan. Sportsnet Main crew here. Kim Mitchell from Digital Workshop. Producing and directing this one. Mark Paulette from Sportsnet Main on replays. And we got Jay Baines and Aaron Jackson out there with the people working the cameras for this one. Here's Tyler Bean. He does the kicking off. That ball booted there momentarily, but picked up, and now some running room as cutting it back upfield, and now trying to get to the 40. Coming up a little shy there is Colby Miller.
Colby Miller with a return, number 16.
Miller accelerating quickly there after picking up that loose football.
Really did. It bobbled it ever so slightly when he tried to pick it up the first time, and every little bit of that kind of throws sometimes the defending team off balance. And you mentioned the speed there. Colby Miller, one of the wide receivers for the Skowhegan Indians, that we'll see trying to use that speed after he catches the ball from Marcus Christopher.
And Marcus Christopher, who's had an outstanding season. The numbers are eye-popping, and the Witches are going to jump offside there. A little anxious. Again, very difficult to pick up the kind of the medium orange on those white jerseys for the Witches. I believe that might have been Henry Berman on that left side. Check out briefly. So 5-yard penalty, first penalty of the ball game. 1st and 5 now for Marcus Christopher and the Indians, and he's going to go straight to the air, feeling some pressure, moves to his right, fires downfield, and coming back to the football for Skowhegan. That's going to be a completed pass. Nice job there by John Bell, the wide receiver.
Yeah, I mentioned Bell along with Cam Barnes and Colby Miller and Sean Savage, and his Christopher gets a little pressure on him from number 88 for Brewer, Jacob McCluskey, but rolls to his right, spots Bell along the sideline. Bell, a nice job coming back to his quarterback to help him out, making the catch for the first down.
You can see the arm strength there for Christopher, and he on the run just kind of flipped that ball out there. Now they go to the ground on the first down play here after they moved the chains, and a play for no gain. Marcus Christopher, all told, 33 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions, but 3 of those 4 interceptions coming in the first week against Marshwood. 33 touchdowns, just 1 interception since, and from weeks 2 through 7, no interceptions for Christopher. And now, another penalty against the Witches, encroachment by Brewer.
That's the second one already here in just 3 plays. Obviously, little Dan Marino cadence going on out there on the field on the part of Christopher to draw Brewer off sides.
And Nick Arthur saying, boys, they don't need any help. They're pretty good moving the football by themselves. And that's going to be Hunter Washburn with the carry there, just a junior. Washburn, 540 yards coming into this one with 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that would actually go as a pass play there. That was one of those plays. I don't know if you saw Tom Brady pass to Brandon Cooks last week. That little shuffle pass ahead went for good yardage.
Help your completion rate. Now here's Christopher firing. The ball is up in the air, and it's going to end up going over the Brewer sideline. So the pass incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 1.5 yards for the Indians.
Looks
that
like
reception for Hunter Washburn, his 30th of the season.
I don't think so.
4th down and 2 here for Skowhegan. From the shotgun, Christopher hands it off. They go up the middle, and the Witches are going to stop them. Great defensive play there by Brewer. Zach Steiger, the junior linebacker, making the play.
Skowhegan opts for the run here. But again, Brewer with a veteran line. That's 15 Washburn, and really no place to go. You look at Brewer there at the line of scrimmage having a size advantage there over Skowhegan, and that time, as we mentioned, no place to go for Washburn. That's a big stop. Skowhegan has been scoring 50 points a game here late in the season and haven't been stopped too many times, but that time Brewer was able to make the play with Steiger, and now the Witches with the ball back.
Steiger filling the gap there, and now the Witches, they keep it on the ground, and why not? They've been moving up the field here. This is their second possession. Long drive, keeping it on the ground to score the game's first touchdown, which is on top, 7-0. Who got that carry, Arnie?
That was Brian Kiley.
Kiley's off to a good start here tonight, and coming in with over 1,000 yards rushing, trying to fill those big shoes of Trey Wood.
Yeah, doing a nice job, though, with 1,000 yards, as you mentioned. Brewer a little bit, well, they were pretty balanced last year. They were deep at running back last year and seem to be the same way this year.
Quarterback for the Witches, Cody Wood, broke one tackle there and then kind of leaned forward to pick up another yard or two. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for Brewer. 3rd and a little over a yard here for the Witches. Cody Wood on the season, that was his 30th rushing attempt. Got about 75 yards on the season. They go up the middle, and it's a battle of wills there between the lines. The offensive line of the Witches battling there against the Skowhegan defensive line. Let's see where they mark the football. And they're going to give Brewer a 1st down.
Yeah, pretty grudging defense there as the ball was handed inside. Not very far to go. It's just a standoff right there.
It's like a couple of big elks going at it.
Just enough for the Witches.
Another 1st down for Brewer, though. Now the inside handoff, short gain here on 1st down. That looks like that's Andrew Kiley with the carry there. Give him a yard on that rush for Brewer.
It's one of these games where Skowhegan defensively is going to keep bringing guys closer to the line the more often Brewer runs, and at some point Brewer's going to try to go over the top against him.
Now Cody Wood rolling to his right. He's got a man out there. It's Largay, but he can't hold on. Hit there after the incomplete pass by number 7, John Bell. I think maybe Largay there was hearing some footsteps.
He certainly did out there in the right flat, but no surprise that Brewer tried to go with a pass. But now 3rd and long for the Witches, 3rd and 9. Ball was fairly well thrown, but as you mentioned, perhaps some footsteps, and Largay unable to make the catch.
Cody Wood over 800 yards passing on the season, 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And he's going to fire again here. And that ball's going to be picked off by Skowhegan. And let's see who it is. Jumping into the passing lane there for Skowhegan. Looks like it's Zachary Burwood, I think.
Let's check the replay here. As
or is it Savage?
Fake the handoff. Does Wood, and looks to throw quickly to the left flat. But jumping right in front, jumping the pattern for Skowhegan. I'm still looking for a number, single digit, but
we'll get confirmation on that interception. But in any event, the Indians take over after the turnover by the Witches. 9th interception. Now we got a loose football there picked up by Christopher. He's in trouble, and he will go down. Working from the shotgun there. Did not handle the snap, went right down to his feet, and now he is grabbing his left knee there. Appears to be okay.
Tyler Bean there to make sure that Christopher didn't go anywhere after he gained possession.
Loss of 8 for Skowhegan on that play. Christopher looking over to the sideline for the next play from the Indian coaching staff. Ball on the Brewer 44. Second down and 18 here for Skowhegan. Christopher back to pass, feeling some pressure, fires to the left side, and it's going to be caught, breaking a tackle there for the Indians. That's Hunter Washburn.
Good call there as Brewer trying to put some more pressure on Christopher. Called that middle screen.
We had our replay guy, Mark Paulette, here, went back and replayed that interception, and credit Sean Savage with the pickoff there.
Here's the middle screen, but Andrew Kiley first slowed him up. Washburn.
Almost tripped up, stayed on his feet, finally.
But good gain.
Steiger making the tackle. In motion, it is Sean Savage. Gets the football, now dishes it back to Christopher, who fires downfield. He's going to fire it a little too strong there for the receiver. Indians almost pulled it off, and Christopher a little frustrated there. Has put a little too much on that pass. Had a receiver open.
Yeah, good idea. They sucked the Brewer defense in.
Cameron Barnes, the intended receiver for Skowhegan.
He's their leading receiver in their primary deep threat. Tall receiver, rangy receiver, but ball overthrown.
Another very comfortable night here for some Friday night football under the lights at Reggie Clark Memorial Fields. Number 5 against number 1. Getting late in this first quarter, Brewer on top 7-0. Fourth down and about 6. Christopher back to the air, feeling the pressure, and he's going to misfire that ball over the head there of John Bell. So once again, the Indians are going to turn it back over to the Witches.
Good coverage downfield, plenty of time for Christopher to look and find a receiver, but nobody really open, and the ball was overthrown, and again, Brewer with the stop. Second time here in the first quarter, and the turnover doesn't come back to bite the Witches.
Yes. Cody Wood under center. Hands it off to the deep back. That is Bryant Kiley. Maybe a yard on that first down carry. Second down and 9 here for Brewer. Kiley, 16 touchdowns on the season. It was Andrew Kiley. The touchdown for the Witches early in this first quarter, his 6th of the season. Pretty comfortable conditions here for the fans. The field's a little bit soggy, and Brewer is going to be assessed their 3rd penalty of the ball game. Again, the Witches a little antsy on the line there, this time offensively.
Yeah, 3rd time, as you mentioned. First 2 defensive offsides, that time illegal procedure, and Brewer hurting themselves a little bit with that, especially when you want to rely on the running game as much as you do.
BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Greenway Equipment. For the best in John Deere sales and service, it is Greenway Equipment with locations in Bangor and Ellsworth. Visit them at greenwayequipment.com. Greenway Equipment. Nothing runs like a deer. Second down, about 15 here for Brewer. And good job there by the Skowhegan defense, trying to turn the field position around here a little bit. Of course, had good field position after the interception, but they'd like to drive the Witches back even further.
Yeah, or at least not allow them to get first downs, and as we are, we're looking at about 3rd and 15 for the Witches, 3rd and 14. So now they've got Brewer where they want them, perhaps having to pass.
Third and 15. In motion, it's Brandon Glidden. And Wood back to pass, looking to his right. He's got McCluskey. The pass is completed, but McCluskey quickly surrounded by men in black. Skowhegan making the stop after about a 5-yard, make it a 4-yard pickup on that completed pass. So the first punt of the ball game. And it will be Andrew Kiley back deep for Brewer to boot this one away. And at the other end, John Bell awaiting the kick. And this is going to be a low kick. It's heading towards the Brewer sideline, stays in bounds, and it will stop rolling at the Skowhegan 42. So good field position to start for the Indians in this drive.
Well, we expected all kinds of points to be scored. We're at the or near the end of the first quarter, and just one touchdown on the board so far. Defense is ruling.
7-0 Brewer. These two teams did not play during the regular season. How do you feel about the new schedule this year? Teams playing out of their divisions, up and down, and playing across regions.
I think it's been good for the game. Yep. Now, individual schools won't like it, but then you look at teams like Ellsworth and Herman and Nokomis all making the playoffs for the first time in their school's history.
Yep.
It's bringing more teams into the fold with more competitive schedules and perhaps fewer lopsided games.
Ooh, Christopher, the handoff, and Matt in the backfield. Hunter Washburn the carry. We have played the first 12 minutes, and after quarter number one, it is Brewer 7, Skowhegan nothing. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
It's your Monday morning and your Friday night. It's your suitcase, your tour guide, and your photo booth. It's your new beginning and your fresh start. It's your library, your hotspot, and your movie theater. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
If time is infinite, why is there never enough of it? A John Deere One Family tractor with Quick Park lets you attach and go. iMatch Quick Hitch gives you more time for what you love, so it takes less work to do more work. Auto Connect Drive Over Mower Deck? Done. They're not making any more land, but there's plenty of time if you know where to look.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
Welcome back to Reggie Clark Memorial Field here at Skowhegan Area High School. Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. Great to have you with us. Skowhegan with the football. Working from left to right now after the end of the quarter. Here's a little screen play and almost picked off there by Brewer. Sitting back there in the middle of the defense. That was, I guess it was Tyler Bean with the knockdown there for the Witches. I thought it was 58.
It's not, yeah, it's 68, possible.
Or was it Steiger? Just very tough to pick up those Brewer numbers. Third down and about 13 here for Skowhegan. Their offense scuffling here early in this ball game. Let's see if Christopher can get it going. Pass incomplete. Pass intended for Colby Miller. Off his fingertips, and another fourth down play here for Skowhegan. And this time they will have to kick it away because it's fourth and about 12 yards to go.
Yeah, Skowhegan with just one first down in this game so far really haven't been able to establish anything consistent on offense.
Now Christopher is the punter. He will punt. And it heads towards the near sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds at the Brewer 33. And that's where the Witches will get things going. Mentioned the other Class B North matchup, Ernie, earlier. Brunswick at Lawrence. Lawrence a bye last week, and Brunswick maybe peaking at just the right time. Only one win on the season, but playing some better football, some tighter games down the stretch. Won their last game of the season, then won last week.
Yeah, played Brewer tough in week 8. It was just a one-possession game.
Oh, that's right. They won in their 7th game.
Against Mount Blue after an 0-6 start.
All right, Brewer on the attack. I believe that was Bryant Kiley. Yes, it was. We saw Oceanside last week at Herman. An upset for Oceanside over the Herman Hawks. And they head to the island this week to the Mariners, and right now trailing by just 1, 8-7. And now the Handoff up the middle.
It's Brian Kiley again with short yardage. It'll be third down, long 2, 3 yards to go.
And Witches are going to pick up another first down as the fake went into the middle of the line, and then the football going to Bryant Kiley, and he'll pick up another first down for Brewer.
The old double dive play that Nick Arthur's dad, Butch, used to run at Belfast during his long coaching career there. Good enough for Bryant Kiley to pick up the first down.
Witches keeping it on the ground. Couple of yards there for Largay. Bryce Largay the carry.
Again, Brewer doing offensively just what it wants to do. Run the football, churn out first downs, keep control of the football.
Second down and 8 for Brewer. Which is certainly leading in time of possession here in this first half so far. And we got a penalty flag. It's going to be delay of game on Brewer. So a little late getting things going there with the Witches.
Too much possession on that one. Brewer with a 4th penalty, all 5-yarders. That's the good news on that. But now the Witches will be second and long. Be about second and 13 here, so does that change the offensive philosophy on this drive? We'll see.
Cody Wood in motion for Brewer. Pedro Rodriguez. And Wood is going to get hauled down well behind the line of scrimmage. A little confusion, it appeared, there in the Brewer backfield. And a significant loss for the Witches.
Yeah, fake 2 handoffs. Looked like he was going back to pass. Don't know if that was the original plan. But number 59, Jamal Durant, wasn't fooled by any of the movement and gets credited for a quarterback sack. Big loss again. That loss goes from -6, and now Brewer looking at third down and nearly 20 to go.
Wood working from the shotgun, rolling to his left, flips it downfield. Nobody there. There's this man to the football. Zachary Burwood there, the cornerback.
Wood trying to find Brian Kiley, but Kiley broke off the pattern, cut outside toward the sideline, and Wood thought he was going to go deep and threw it that way, but as it is an incompletion, and the Witches will punt on 4th and long.
Andrew Kiley, the kick, a better one this time. Good hang time there by Kiley, and he keeps it away from the return man. It'll go out of bounds on the Brewers sideline. Let's see where they mark it. Going to mark it at about the 23-yard line of Skowhegan. So Indians in need of a good drive here, or they need to get some momentum going.
Yeah, really haven't gotten anything going. We mentioned earlier, just 1 first down in the first quarter. Haven't been able to sustain anything. Good pressure by Brewers' defensive front against Marcus Christopher, and good coverage by the linebackers and in the secondary by the Witches so far has limited the pass-oriented offense. I have Christopher unofficially for 4 for 7 for 32 yards, which is rather modest compared to what he's been piling up for numbers here throughout the season, really, but certainly since the first couple of games of the season.
Christopher fires to his right. Looked like the pass was deflected there, I believe, by number 57, Garrett Graham. Skowhegan did have an opportunity to complete the pass, but the ball falls to the turf. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Skowhegan.
Yeah, it wound up being a dangerous pass out to the flat because there were at least a couple of Brewer defenders out there just unable to adjust to the deflection in time to make an interception.
Christopher again from the shotgun, straightens, fires, and that pass is going to be incomplete. And Christopher ends up on the turf talking with the referee after that play. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 now.
Tell you what, when I noticed the statistics of 33 touchdowns and against just 4 interceptions, it led me to believe that a lot of the passing that the Indians do are short passes. The greater the risk of interception comes with the longer passes, and so, perhaps Brewer anticipating that is being able to not have to spread out its defense so much because generally Christopher's not throwing the ball way downfield until now.
Wobbly pass here and going up trying to make the catch. Did he make the catch inbounds?
Doesn't look to be. Nobody's spotting the ball, so it's going to be a 6th consecutive incompletion by the Indians and 4th down. Tried to go long that time, had the receiver out there. I think it was Barnes down the left sideline, but throw was out of bounds. Barnes couldn't keep it in, and so another punt by Skowhegan.
Christopher kicks it out of there, angles it towards the near side, and it's going to take a Brewer bounce. And so Skowhegan will down it right around their own 41, so the Brewer Witches are going to have great field position here.
That'll be an 18-yard punt by Christopher, and Skowhegan with great field position. Talk about winning the field position battle. They've done it with their defense, but that punt certainly didn't help Skowhegan, and now Brewer with a chance here to really put some pressure on Skowhegan's defense.
Cody Wood hustles up to the line. Brewer already has a 1 delay of game penalty here. Bryant Kiley the carry. Drops his shoulder into the mass of humanity there, and he'll pick up about 3 yards on that 1st down play.
And right now, until Brewer does something to prove that they can either throw the ball or go wide, Skowhegan's going to keep bringing more and more defenders up in the box, and that's going to make it that much more difficult for the Witches to run the football.
3-man behind Wood in that Brewer backfield. Bryant Kiley with the carry there for the Witches.
Again, Brewer, no doubt, will go for it on 4th down if they don't get the 3rd down run here good for a 1st down.
And the Witches will be denied. They worked that left side, but McCluskey on the carry there for Brewer.
Yeah, what happened on that play is Brewer ran sideways, and their success is coming by running north and south and running the power eye this time, and McCluskey just gets met at the line of scrimmage. That's 83 for Skowhegan.
McCluskey,
Cameron Barnes.
Not an easy guy to bring down either.
Here we are going for it on 4th down.
4th and 4, and some confusion. Wood turned around, nobody there. Now he's going to have to try to pass the football. He's got McCluskey on the near side. He's hit by a couple of Indians, tries to get to that 1st down marker, but he'll come well shy of that and actually comes up short of the original line of scrimmage. So after Brewer has taken over on downs a couple of times in this ball game, Skowhegan will take over on downs here with 6:24 left to go in this first half.
Yeah, that play just took too long to develop as Wood was chased out of the pocket.
Everybody not on the same page.
There, and then comes back. That's an awful long pass to the other side of the field, and so
also dangerous.
Also dangerous, and of course giving Skowhegan a chance to react to it, and nothing doing for McCluskey as he tries to bull forward, but no gain.
Here come the Indians, 1st down play. Straight up the middle, Hunter Washburn. Gets it into Brewer territory, tackled at the 42 of the Witches, so they moved the chains across the way.
23-yard gain there by
Play of the
Washburn.
night. Now Christopher in trouble, and he'll be tackled after picking up maybe a yard. Brewer has been getting some pressure on number 4. We apologize for some technical difficulties we are experiencing here at Reggie Clark Memorial Field. It's great to be back with you. 5:47 left to go here in this first half. Brewer with a 7-0 lead, but Skowhegan on the move. There is a flag down. Washburn has the yardage for the first down, but a flag being thrown in the Skowhegan backfield, and that's not going to be good for the Indians, Ernie.
No, not at all. Again, that shuffle pass by Christopher worked it in the first quarter to good effect, and that time as well a good gain, but it's going to come back. Wait and see what the penalty call is.
Holding.
It's holding against the Indians. So just when they get something started, really, for the first time in the game, they get set back, and now it's second and going to be about 16 yards to go for the first down.
Again, Skowhegan averaging over 41 points per game, and Brewer holding them scoreless to this point midway through the second quarter. The talented Marcus Christopher, the quarterback, from the shotgun. Looking downfield again, feeling the pressure, and he'll be taken down from behind. The ball is loose, and it's going to be picked up by Brewer, and that'll be the second turnover of the ball game, the first takeaway for the Witches, and once again the Indians are denied.
Christopher back to pass, looking downfield, and the pocket is there for him, but nobody to throw to, so he opts to run. Gets hit from behind by McCluskey, who strip sack, forces the fumble, and then it's 68 Tyler Bean with a recovery.
So it was a positive gain there, so not a sack, but taken down from behind. McCluskey forcing the turnover. So Cody Wood had thrown an interception. Now he's back on the field. Threw that interception earlier in the ball game. Now trying to lead his team up the field once again.
One turnover apiece now for the teams, and Brewer again with good field position. Skowhegan hasn't been able to drive the ball enough to change the field position here in the second quarter.
11-play drive on the first possession of the ball game for the Brewer Witches. Andrew Kiley, the touchdown. Now on second down and 9. Both 3 yards there for Bryant Kiley, leading rusher on this Brewer team. 1,000-yard rusher coming into this one. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News, our Sportsnet Maine crew here on the scene at Skowhegan Area High School. Kim Mitchell, the director from Digital Workshop. Mark Paulette on replays. We got Jay Baines and Aaron Jackson out with the people in the stands working the cameras here tonight. And now we've got a whistle, and Skowhegan wants a timeout here on this third down and 6 play with 4:14 left to go in the first half.
How do you suppose the people feel about having Aaron Jackson out there with them?
It is a frightening thought, although we have to deal with him in the Greenway Equipment Studios on the drive, weekday afternoons 4 to 6 on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.
So you're saying, for this moment at least, better them than us?
We're in a better situation. We're feeling good about things. Again, these are first quarter scores. We'll have scores, highlights, and stats coming up in the halftime reports of the BDN Maine Game of the Week. Bucksport leading Mattanock 14-0. MDI down on the island over Oceanside 8-7. And Lawrence leading Brunswick 7-0. At last word, no score in the Maine hockey game. Now an update on that MDI game as briefly Oceanside had taken a lead, but MDI has responded. It's now 16-14. Trojans back on top. That is a team, MDI, that's been on a tremendous roll, Ernie. We saw them earlier in the season, but we saw Oceanside last week, and they were impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Norton Jr. in particular for Oceanside, he's going to give them a chance to be in the game just because of his big play potential.
Cody Wood to the air, and the pass is incomplete. And a frustrated wideout there. Actually, it was Bryant Kiley, the intended receiver, had it in his mitts, and he just could not hold on.
Yep, between two receivers. Well thrown pass by Wood, but had to put it between the receivers, and Kiley went for it, made a dive, but unable to come up with it.
4th down and 6, Witches will punt. Andrew Kiley back once again, boots it, end over end kick. Retreating is Bell, and it's going to bound into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. And Skowhegan will start at their own 20-yard line. So if you are the Indians right now, Ernie, starting to question yourself just a little bit, unable to put that ball in the end zone after being so prolific through the regular season and on into the quarterfinals.
I think you just got to continue to do what you do. I'd explore the run maybe just a little bit more, knowing how well Brewer has done on the pass defense. But this is a team that's got to where it is with the passing game for the most part, and it's a matter of maybe making that first completion with a good amount of yardage after the catch to kind of turn the momentum.
BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Tradewinds Markets. Don't forget about their happy hour specials and Sunday football specials. Family size one-topping pizza, just $6.99. Get this play in and tell you about some of the other Tradewinds Market specials. As Christopher fires left, the pass is complete, but it's going to end up being a 2-yard loss for Skowhegan. Again, that Brewer defense seems like they're playing with 15 guys out there tonight.
Well, again, because Skowhegan doesn't throw the ball deep a ton, they can play their defensive backs and linebackers up a little bit more than you would think against a team that throws the ball as much as they do.
Other specials at Tradewinds, a pound of wings for just $6.99, a pound of crispy fries for just $2.99. Bundle all three and save even more. Pretty good pickup there on the second down and long play. Hunter Washburn again on the carry for the Indians. He's been busy here in this first half. You see here, pretty good hole created by that Skowhegan offensive line.
Yeah, Brewer's got to give up something, and they will give up the run game to a certain extent.
Once again, though, you see those white uniforms in the backfield.
They're in the backfield, and they're also pursuing from behind. In that case, that was a lineman that made the tackle on that play.
Late in the first half, 7-0 Brewer. Skowhegan with the football, though, and they will keep it on the ground here. Nothing doing, says that Brewer defensive line once again.
Third
like
short.
Tyler Bean in there, and McCluskey in there as well.
And that's going to be 4th down as Brewer snuffs out that 3rd down play for a loss of 3. And again, Brewer winning the, seems to me, winning the line of scrimmage here early on, both in the pressure they're able to put upon Christopher and also pretty good job of limiting Skowhegan's running game.
MDI has extended their lead in Class C North semifinal action over Oceanside. It's now 24-14 Trojans. Christopher the punt, and it will come to a stop at the Skowhegan 49. That's where the Witches will get things underway here. And what they hope is the final possession of this first half, and they hope it ends up in a score here to extend their 7-0 lead.
Should say a couple of short punts by Christopher, but if you look at the flags on the scoreboard out there, the wind is blowing across the field toward him. Certainly not helping, but it's giving Brewer field position that really they haven't been able to take advantage of lately.
Wood fakes the handoff to Kiley, now rolls to his right, looking downfield. Nice spiral there, diving attempt by Umel, and the pass is incomplete. Back to the scoreboard, Foxcroft currently leading Dexter 12-0. That game in the second quarter in Dover Foxcroft. And Bucksport over Mattanocook also in the second quarter, now 21-6 the score there. Maine hockey no score in the first period against UMass Lowell. Thanks for joining us. A good night here tonight. There's been some rain in the air, some showers off and on, but a clear night here tonight. I don't think that moon is quite full, Ernie, but it's darn close. Hovering over Clark Memorial Field. As Wood flings one to the right, it's taken in by Andrew Kiley, turns it upfield. Positive gain there for the Witches. It's going to bring up a third down, about 6, Ernie.
Yeah, but those are the type of passes by Brewer that can kind of spread out that Skowhegan defense if they're able to do it on a fairly consistent basis. Those passes out into the flat, Andrew Kiley, one of the top receivers for the Witches, even though he's their fullback.
1:20 left to go in the first half. Witches have controlled the action. A slim lead, though, just 7-0. And the pass complete. Is that McCluskey? He's kind of the go-to guy on those third down situations, 3rd down and 6 in that case.
Yeah, he's a tough matchup, one of the better tight ends in the league, and he's the primary receiver. He's big.
Inside position.
Got to be 6'3". That was a Gronk-like catch there, just getting inside position so that nobody could get to the ball except for him, and the play goes for a first down.
Another first down for the Witches. There's 2 men in the backfield behind Wood this time, who's looking to pass. Now he's flushed out of the pocket there, heads towards his own sideline and drilled near the 35-yard line of Skowhegan. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, enjoy the ride. Call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com.
Brewer with a timeout, their first.
You're sure?
I'm sure. Skowhegan also used a timeout earlier on.
Yes.
It didn't sound convincing, did it?
Well, we had that, I think it was at Brewer, actually, where they keep
Oh, they have it on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention. And I had 3 chances to get it right, get it wrong all 3 times.
You actually had 4 chances to get it right, but you were wrong 3 times.
Okay, that's what it was.
Not the nitpick.
Not that I would remember anything like that.
Not the nitpick or anything.
Well, I'll just tell you, you know what payback is.
All right, back to the action. Well, I'm very used to that. Cody Wood, back to pass, goes over the middle, and it's intended for McCluskey. Good job there by the Indians. Pass knocked down, but 54. Kobe Houghton making the fine defensive play there, getting the hand in the passing lane. We do have basketball coming up right around the corner. This is our final BDN Maine high school football game of the week, but in a few weeks, about a month, right? We'll be 5 weeks. We'll be hitting the hardwood. We'll be high school basketball teams. Hey, what a run here after the catch by Andrew Kiley. Caught the ball at about the 30, met a couple of Indian defenders, and then just plowed his way to the.
This was all determination that gets him the first down, middle screen. Wood thrown over the top of Skowhegan's defensive line to Andrew Kiley in the middle of the field. A couple of blockers out there, but there's one tackle broken that would have prevented the first down. It almost comes down. Here's another tackle that he just runs through and gets the ball down to the 25-yard line, and first down with 33 seconds left in the half, and Brewer calling another timeout. So we think there's one timeout left.
Good look at the wind right there. Those flagpoles above the scoreboard, and it is whipping here tonight at Clark Memorial Field.
Well, we haven't mentioned that much, but that was the first thing I noticed when I got out of my car here tonight after driving through a rainstorm to get here was the sudden wind coming out of the northwest, and no doubt it's a factor in this game.
Brewer Witches have played in 2 straight Class B North finals, trying to make it 3 in a row. Off to a good start here in this first half. Scored early, no scores since then, which is trying to cap it off here in this first half with a score. Wood going for the downs here, fires downfield, but the pass is going to be incomplete. Again, intended for Hunter Umel.
That's good coverage by.
Wood's got a good spiral.
He really does.
Good spiral.
Wind at his back and good defensive coverage that time by Skowhegan, and you would think Skowhegan would be a good pass defense team just because they see so much of it during practice. Although it's some of the same guys for sure playing both ways.
Interesting little factoid here in this Brewer Skowhegan ball game. Back in 1953, the Witches and the Indians shared the Class B state title.
So you remember that because you were in your 20s?
Oh, we got a high snap here over the head of Cody Wood, and good job there by Wood just to fall on the football. That's what players are taught. And unfortunately for the Witches, that is going to set them back by a goodly margin as Wood sliding down at the 45, and now with this third down play, and it's going to be third down and about 29 yards here.
30.
So no chance there for Wood.
That's a loss of 20. He'd have to be 11 feet tall, but does what he's supposed to do, and that's
cover up,
get possession. So Skowhegan can't, but that in all likelihood ends their chance of scoring again in the first half, although there is another timeout here with 15 seconds left and third down, but as you mentioned, 3rd and 29, 3rd and 30.
Brewer Witches 5-0 in state championship game appearances. Class A champions in 68 and 70, Class B champions in 53, as we mentioned, and also in 57 and 2005. Wood, a snap here, pass is complete. I believe that is McCluskey. He's plowing over Skowhegan defenders, and he's going to be short of the first down, takes it down near the 20, and the Witches will use their final timeout here with 6 seconds left to go, so it gives them a shot at the end zone. Now with the wind kind of at their back, Ernie, do they, it'll be quite a long field goal here. Look at McCluskey.
What a great target he is.
Runaway train right there.
And then he just gets going forward, momentum on his side. He's bigger than, it is like a Gronk-like situation with the secondary because he's so much bigger than all the defensive backs, and it enables him to add the extra yardage on the end of the catch, and that gets the ball down to the 30?
20.
20. So it's a big gain there. 25 yards on that play. Needed 30, however, for the first down.
Skowhegan, 9 Class B state game appearances, 51, 53, 66, 69, 70, 71, 73, and 78. So it's been a while in Class B for the Indians. State champions 6 times, 51, 53, 66, 69, 77, and 78.
Field goal try. Tyler Bean, who we saw kick one from 40 last year, has the wind at his back. This one is going to be from...
He's 1 for 2 on the season.
37.
The kick is down. The kick is up. He's got some leg behind it, and it is good. Tyler Bean from long range had the wind at his back, but we've seen 2 very long field goals from Tyler Bean.
They had one last year early in the season from 40. It was school record, and here he is, left-footed, gets into it, gets it over the defensive front and let his leg and the wind do the work, and
had some room to spare.
Cleared it by 5 or 6 yards and took a piece out of that Jeep out of the way there.
Wow.
And that's a great momentum boost, although they haven't changed the scoreboard yet.
Talk about a late score. 1 second left here in the first half. So
there we go. 10-0
talked about
now.
it in the pregame. If the Witches have the football, Skowhegan can't score, and they have not scored here in this first half. Now, Skowhegan certainly has sputtered here tonight. Credit the Brewer defense as well for a nice job here against this high-powered offense.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think that's the story of the game so far is the Brewer defense, is they really haven't given Skowhegan much of anything in the way of the passing game that Skowhegan has been living on throughout the regular season, going into its bye week last week as the number 1 seed in Class B North.
And it will be Bean kicking off with 1 second left. Line drive kick. Picked up after a couple of hops by Bell. Bell darting towards the near sideline, trying to find a seam. He's got one, still on his feet into Brewer territory, but he'll be pushed out of bounds by Andrew Kiley, and that'll be the final play here in this first half of action. Very interesting first half, and very positive first half if you're a Brewer Witch fan, and for the Skowhegan Indians. Going to be deep in thought here, scoring 0 points. There's no way they could have expected that, Ernie.
No, not at all. I mean, they've been scoring at a clip you rarely see in high school football in the state of Maine, around 50 points a game here over the last few weeks. And Brewer defense just done the job. Again, the ball probably a little bit wet because of the wet field conditions. The wind blowing certainly a factor as well, but can't take away anything from Brewer's defense that has pitched a shutout here through 2 quarters. And Skowhegan has got to regroup offensively. Actually, Skowhegan's defense hasn't been bad either. No. Brewer scored 11 plays, 66 yards with the first possession of the game, but really not much since then. And that play, 3rd and 30, from around midfield, a 25-yard pass and run by Jacob McCluskey gave them a shot. And Tyler Bean, would you say 1 of 2 during the season?
Yep.
Made his 37-yard field goal with the wind at his back look easy, and it's a 2-possession game.
All right, first half in the books. 10-0 Brewer. Up next, it's the halftime report. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
Exclusive savings are happening at a Tradewinds location near you. Save big with our happy hour specials every day from 4 to 6 p.m. Grab a family-size 1-topping pizza, $6.99. Get 1 pound of our tender boneless wings, $6.99. A full pound of our locally famous buffalo wings, $6.99. Or 1 pound of our crispy French fries, just $2.99. Get this bundle deal and save 50%. Score even more with extended hours on Sunday at a Tradewinds location near you.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
What do you get when you combine pure diesel power with 1,600 pounds of raw iron and steel? Meet the 2R Series from John Deere. Up to 32 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, cruise control, and a 6-year powertrain warranty that's best in its class. This rugged workhorse won't make your breakfast, but with quick attach features, you can do pretty much anything else. Ride one today at your John Deere dealer.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
You deserve a clean car. Let Dean's take care of the details. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Let the pros at Dean's renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. For interior detailing, exterior detailing, and complete detailing packages, call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com. And Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit for any special occasion. Dean's Detailing. We make used look like new.
Since 2006, we've offered free ATMs worldwide to our customers, saving them over $16 million. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
We may not be the biggest, but we're definitely the best. Here at Tim's Plumbing, we know that when a plumbing issue pops up, you need it fixed. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. We even do kitchen and bath remodeling. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. You can call us at 735-4969 or 327-1620. At Tim's Plumbing, service is our specialty.
Welcome back to Reggie Clark Memorial Field here at Skowhegan Area High School. The moon is out. The lights are on. It's a matchup between the number 5 seed, the Brewer Witches, and the number 1 seed, the Skowhegan Indians, playing here on their home turf, coming in averaging over 41 points per game. But here through the first 24 minutes, the Brewer Witches holding the Indians scoreless, 10-0 our halftime score. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. And let's get to some of the first half highlights. Brewers' first possession of the ball game, and last man with the football, Andrew Kiley, Ernie.
Yeah, 11 plays, 64 yards. The ball spread out amongst the different running backs for Brewer. Largy, Brian Kiley, and there's Andrew Kiley going over for the final 4.
Big play. Brewer already had a turnover in the first half. Pass interception thrown by Cody Wood. Here is Marcus Christopher, the talented quarterback for Skowhegan, moving up in the pocket. Good coverage by the Brewer defensive backfield, and then stripped from behind by McCluskey is Christopher, loses the football. So Skowhegan looking for some momentum there. Tyler Bean picking up the loose ball. And again, the Witches come up with a big play.
Yeah, pretty good agility by Tyler Bean there. A bit of a risk trying to pick the ball up off the ground as opposed to falling.
Hits too.
But it took a few blows, as you said. But
speaking of Tyler Bean.
But was healthy enough at the end of the first half to set up for this 37-yard field goal.
I thought the timing was off a little bit there by Bean, but boy, oh boy, you got underneath that football, plenty of height, plenty of distance, and caroms off that Jeep Cherokee there behind the end zone through the uprights. Another very long field goal for Tyler Bean. We saw one last year for Brewer, and that's all the scoring in the first half. The touchdown by Andrew Kiley, the extra point by Andrew Kiley as well, and then that's a long field goal there by Tyler Bean, and our halftime score 10-0. But we're looking forward to the second half, but more of the halftime report to go. We'll take a timeout. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
Exclusive savings are happening at a Tradewinds location near you. Save big with our happy hour specials every day from 4 to 6 p.m. Grab a family-size one-topping pizza, $6.99. Get 1 pound of our tender boneless wings, $6.99. A full pound of our locally famous buffalo wings, $6.99. Or 1 pound of our crispy French fries, just $2.99. Get this bundle deal and save 50%. Score even more with extended hours on Sunday at a Tradewinds location near you.
You deserve a clean car. Let Dean's take care of the details. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Let the pros at Dean's renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. For interior detailing, exterior detailing, and complete detailing packages, call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com. And Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit for any special occasion. Dean's Detailing. We make used look like new.
It's your Monday morning and your Friday night. It's your suitcase, your tour guide, and your photo booth. It's your new beginning and your fresh start. It's your library, your hotspot, and your movie theater. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
If time is infinite, why is there never enough of it? A John Deere One Family Tractor with Quick Park lets you attach and go. iMatch Quick Hitch gives you more time for what you love, so it takes less work to do more work. Auto Connect Drive Over Mower Deck? Done. They're not making any more land, but there's plenty of time if you know where to look.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
Since 2006, we've offered free ATMs worldwide to our customers, saving them over $16 million. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
We may not be the biggest, but we're definitely the best. Here at Tim's Plumbing, we know that when a plumbing issue pops up, you need it fixed. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. We even do kitchen and bath remodeling. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. You can call us at 735-4969 or 327-1620. At Tim's Plumbing, service is our specialty.
Back here at Skowhegan Area High School, Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark, and the entire Sportsnet Maine, BDN Maine Game of the Week crew. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Again, this game will be available on demand beginning on Wednesday at driveshowmaine.com on the Sportsnet Maine page. 10-0 our score at the half. Brewer with the advantage here over the number 1 seed, the Skowhegan Indians. And Ernie Clark, you got a few first half stats for us there?
Well, it's 10-0. That's the big stat. But
good start. You're
I got that one correct. I know that. That's what the scoreboard says. But really, not a lot of offense for either one of these teams. I have Brewer at this point for 124 yards of total offense, 72 on the ground, 52 on the air, and Skowhegan with just 61 yards of total offense, which is remarkable considering they've been averaging 300 yards a game just passing, let alone passing and running. I think one of the keys here is that Skowhegan, for instance, just 8 rushes in the first half and 12 passes. That's 20 plays. Brewer has 26 rushing plays alone, along with 6 of 12 passing effort for Cody Wood. That's like a 2-to-1 advantage in number of plays for the Witches. That goes into the ball control that we've talked about from the start of the game.
Playing keep away.
I have Christopher 5 of 12 for 38 yards, also a fumble, and Wood 6 of 12 for 52 yards with a pass interception. Each team with just 1 turnover apiece, but Bryant Kiley 54 yards on 13 carries to lead the offense for Brewer. So it's the statistics reflect where the game is right now. Defense is dominating, and Brewer having the better of the defenses at this point.
All right, let's take a quick look at these 2 high schools, and let's start with Brewer High School, located on Parkway South in Brewer. A new principal this year, Brent Slowakowski. The athletic director is Dave Utterback. Enrollment serves the towns of Brewer, Glenburn, Eddington, Clifton, Orrington, Aurora, Bradley, Dedham, and Holden. Again, the program history, the Witches have played in 2 straight Class B North finals against the Brunswick Dragons, 5-0 in state championship appearances, 2 in Class A, and of course that team back in 1970 ranked number 5 in the country. Ralph Payne, a star on that Brewer team, and these 2 teams, Skowhegan and Brewer, shared the Class B title back in 1953. Now let's turn our attention to Skowhegan Area High School as we get set for the opening kickoff here in the second half. And look here at Skowhegan. Bruce Mockimer, the principal, John Christopher, the father of the talented quarterback for the Indians. Enrollment 813 here at Skowhegan Area High School. Skowhegan, Norwich Walk, Mercer, Smithfield, Canaan, and Cornville making up the bulk of the school's enrollment. The town's first high school was a Bloomfield Academy, chartered in 1807 as Canaan Academy. Current building built in 1840, located on Main Street in Skowhegan. All right, here is the opening kickoff in the second half, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Brewer kicking off here, and Skowhegan is going to start at their own 30-yard line. Oh, they're going to penalize the Witches here, so we'll do it over again. So they will walk it off here. 5-yard penalty against Brewer. So Tyler Bean, once again, who had that long field goal of 37 yards in the first half with some room to spare. Just getting warmed up on that first kick here in the second half. Big number 68 approaches the football, and now it's going to be Kiley coming from the opposite angle, actually kicking the football. It's fielded at the 25. Here's John Bell. He's got some room, trying to split the defense. He does, stays on his feet. He's into Brewer territory, walking the tightrope down the sideline. He goes out of bounds at the 43. So if the Indians are looking for some momentum, Ernie, here in the second half, they got it.
Well, that was very similar to the final play of the first half, the kickoff after the field goal, where Bell got the ball in an open field situation and showed how dangerous he is, and that time did the same thing with the opening kickoff here in the second half. And
he doesn't need much room.
No, he doesn't. Very quick feet, not that big, but very quick feet and very swift of foot. And he's got Skowhegan now in great field position at the Brewer 42.
Marcus Christopher, the quarterback, wearing number 4 on the back of his Indian uniform. And the Indians will start out on the ground, and once again, Brewer in the backfield of Skowhegan. Big number 51 in there for Brewer, Henry Berman, senior defensive lineman. Garrett Graham also in on the tackle, another talented senior for the Witches. Working that left end. Second down and 11. Christopher going to the air, looking downfield, floats one to the left, but the pass is incomplete. Pass intended for Colby Miller on that left side. Just having 15s and 16s are sometimes difficult to make out. got interesting lights here at Clark Memorial Field. Are any different than you see at most high school fields? They're kind of the ones that they have at Progressive Field in Cleveland.
Yeah, different kind of light.
Tips.
And then it's more of a vertical system of lights, but it's not the lights that give us trouble trying to figure out the numbers, I don't think.
No, that would be our eyes, lack of eyesight. Snap here to Christopher. Under some pressure, Graham applying some pressure, and Christopher just flings it out there. Bell in the vicinity, but the pass not close. And it's going to be 4th down and 11. Right. So after the great return by Bell, once again, Skowhegan scuffling offensively.
Yeah, and it really does all begin at the line of scrimmage with Brewer. They have just controlled this line of scrimmage for the most part. They've been able to put pressure on Christopher that he has unlikely seen this year, and it's really affected Skowhegan's passing game.
Punt by Christopher will be down right around the 10-yard line of Brewer. And that's where the Witches will start their worst field position of the night. But they have the 10-0 lead. Just underway here in this second half. 3 and out for Skowhegan, which is taking over after the punt by Christopher, and they'll begin things on the ground and a good first down pickup. Darting through that Skowhegan defensive line in the middle of their defense is Bryant Kiley, number 20 for the Witches. Kiley starting the night with almost 1,100 yards, 1,093 coming in. He's got 16 touchdowns on the season. It was Andrew Kiley with the only touchdown in the first half. And the Witches on the ground. Looks like they have another first down.
And that's just what they want to do. They want to do what they did the first drive of the first half, and that's just chew up clock, chew up first downs, and advance the ball. And here's a chance with 90 yards to go, starting at the 10, to really work on that. And 2 carries by Brian Kiley gets the job done, at least initially.
2 carries resulting in 11 yards for Bryant Kiley. Wood, inside handoff here. It's Largay for Brewer, and that'll be no gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Digital Workshop. Digital Workshop specializes in video production, including weddings, events, sports, videos for business, and the web. Digital Workshop, simply the best. Catch them at mainprovideo.com. Back to the action down on the field. 2nd down, a little more than 10 yards to go. Wood fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Heading towards the right sideline, and he will be stopped. At the very least, no gain there for Cody Wood. Maybe got the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10, so Skowhegan fans looking for their defense to rise up here and force the Witches to punt the football away.
Get Brewer with the Witches, with the wind at their back here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's time to make some hay if you're a Brewer fan. Wood going to the air, and he's got a man open. That is McCluskey down the right sideline into Skowhegan territory. 2 Indians corral him. They sandwich him there, but McCluskey tackled at about the 36-yard line. Another first down for the Witches, this time via the air.
Boy, you have to know where McCluskey is at all times, particularly in passing situations.
Big time.
There he is behind the defense, safety late in getting over, and it's just room to run for Jacob McCluskey, and he'll want to put a lick on the defender before he goes down at about the 32. Big gain, 18 and 29, 47 yards on the pass play.
Andrew Kiley gets the call here on first down. He'll pick up 3 or 4 yards. I think the biggest plus for the Witches offensively, we've seen their great ground game over the past couple of years, but a little more passing this year, especially from the second half on. We saw them in the second half against Coney go to the air a little more. Of course, they had to some in that ball game, but I think that added dimension is kind of keeping defenses on their heels.
Well, it gives them confidence that they can make plays like they just did on third and somewhat long. And then, of course, last week, Wood passing for 262 yards, I believe. That's huge in terms of his confidence coming into the playoffs. And so, the combination, the balance in the offense just makes it seemingly that much more difficult to stop. And here's Brewer.
Got a penalty here on the Witches. Holding on Brewer after a 4-yard pickup there on first down.
So that's going to set them back to about 2nd and 14. Still not unmanageable, but they've already gone from their own 10 to about the 35 of Skowhegan.
And now they're going to give it to number 3, and that's Brandon Glidden. And he'll be flung out of bounds there across the way into that Brewer bench. And after all that, Glidden ran a long way, but picked up just a yard.
Yeah, Brewer's at its best when it's running north and south, not east and west. They have the size advantage along the line of scrimmage, and for the most part have been able to use that to advantage. But that time went to the sideline, and Skowhegan's pursuit was able to limit that gain to a yard.
Just about. 3rd down and 12. Wood under center. Fakes the handoff, fires downfield, going across the middle, and trying to come up with a catch there is Bryce Largay. Went up in the air and spun around, tried to haul that one in, but could not corral it, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 12.
Yeah, Largay had 4 defenders around him and 2 right on top of him. Pretty tough catch to make. Pretty good throw, pretty accurate throw by Wood, but just too much traffic there for the completion. And now Brewer has a decision to make as to whether to punt or go for it. And it looks like they're
going to go for it.
Going to go for it. Ball's at the 34.
Wood has the play from the far sideline. He's got to hustle up here. Took some time there. Wood looked like he lost control briefly. The football fires it downfield. That ball's going to be picked off. Second interception thrown by Cody Wood. Witches react quickly there as the offensive players quickly become defenders, and Skowhegan taken down at about the 20-yard line. Who had that interception?
That was John Bell, number 7,
John Bell.
The interception. And if you're Brewer, it's a punt. It's a short punt. But the ball is it inside the 20 or outside the 20?
Yeah,
looks like
it's right at the 20.
At the 20, so I mean it's the same as punting the ball into the end zone. Not the worst thing. Worth the gamble in that situation. But Skowhegan needing the stop after Skowhegan did change the field position with their first possession of the half.
7:37 left to go here in the third quarter. 10-0 Brewer. Brewer defense has been outstanding. See if Marcus Christopher can get it going. There's that little shuffle pass again and some running room. First down and more. See if that's Washburn on the receiving end. Hunter Washburn, he's been busy, the junior.
That was Washburn who.
Pedro Rodriguez, the tackle for Brewer on that play. As you can see here, they've used that shuffle pass a lot here tonight. And now, pass on the near side to John Bell. Bell up the sideline, and he may take it all the way home. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Skowhegan. Finally, the Indians on the board. They make it 10-6 as their passing game comes to life here in the third quarter.
Again, not a long pass out to the right flat to John Bell.
Bell very good after the catch.
66 yards and a lot of speed. Get him in open space. That's the goal for Skowhegan's offense. And you see him racing down the right sideline and nobody catching up to him as he goes unofficially 65 yards for the touchdown.
So just 2 plays after the turnover by Brewer. Now a little jump pass into the end zone. It's going to be picked off by Brewer after the pass intended for Cameron Barnes was not handled. Brewer taking control of the football in the air in the end zone, but Skowhegan finally getting on the board. They have a little momentum, but they still trail 10-6 to the Brewer Witches.
Well, and they can start feeling a lot better about themselves, knowing that they've kept Brewer out of the end zone since the opening drive of the game, and now they've finally taken advantage of that passing game, this time getting John Bell in some open space and just watching the speed that we saw on those kickoff returns late in the first half and to start the second half. So
again, just got a good look at the wind here. Those flags whipping out there on top of that scoreboard across the way.
Yeah, whipping kind of across the field from where we look at it, but more in the face of Skowhegan right now as they go from left to right here in the third quarter.
So the turnover and then 2 long plays. Bell the touchdown. 2-point conversion denied, so score remains 10-6. Northeast Driving School has been Maine's leader in driver education since 1969. The Northeast team is experienced, professional, and dedicated to their students. Greater Bangor's #1 is Northeast Driving School. Call 942-1769 or register at northeastdrivingschool.com. And the Witches. Pretty good return there by Brewer. Another broken tackle, and McCluskey maybe takes that one home. Well, these teams trying to advance to the Class B North Final. We'll get some more scores for you here. Lawrence was leading Brunswick at the half. And the Witches are going to break loose. It's Bryant Kiley. Kiley's got one man to beat. He's down at the 10, the 5, and finally tackled at the 3-yard line. So the Brewer Witches responding, no flags down as we look back across the field. The hole created once again by that Brewer offensive line, and look at Kiley go, Ernie. He finds that hole and emanates from the pack.
Ducks through, and before the secondary could spot where he was, and then it's just off to the races here. So not surprisingly, John Bell, perhaps the only person that could have caught him from behind, and did so, but not after a huge gain inside the 5.
3rd and 3, and it looks like Kiley again, but this time he'll be stuffed. It is Bryant Kiley getting up off the turf with a little help from his teammates, which is actually losing a yard on that play. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Good crowd here tonight at Reggie Clark Memorial Fields on the campus of Skowhegan Area High School. Kiley gets the call, and the Indians keying in on Bryant Kiley. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but he was undercut there. They mark it at the 5. Kiley trying to find a hole on that right side, but Skowhegan making the play defensively. Indians trying to keep the momentum on their side. Just should be able to come out of here with at least 3 points if they don't turn the football over. Wood fakes the handoff to Bryant. Now rolls to his right, looking for a teammate. Fires to the end zone. That's going to be picked off by John Bell. No sooner did I mention unless the Witches turn it over, and John Bell comes up with the interception in the end zone. Looked like the Witches were going to tack on another 6, but no. Skowhegan denying Brewer, and now the Indians will get the ball at their own 20 with a chance to take their first lead of the night.
Big stand by the Indians after the long run by Bryant Kiley. 3rd down pass into the end zone. There's John Bell again. This time on the defensive side, his 2nd interception. And a big stop for a team known for its offense, not its defense. And now, as you just mentioned, the Indians with a chance to build on the momentum of their own touchdown and the big defensive play. See if they can take their first lead of the contest. Long ways away, 80 yards, but Skowhegan is a quick strike offense when they have things going.
Brewer had it, 1st and goal from the 3. They do not score. As Joe Castiglione would say, that was a squander.
Well, and you credit not only Bell for the pass interception, but you credit the run defense for stopping Brewer, keeping them out of the end zone on 1st and 2nd downs.
Nothing happening on that first play for Skowhegan. They lose a couple. Brewer has been penetrating through that offensive line of Skowhegan all night. Some of those big Brewer defensive linemen have been living in the backfield of the Indians. 2nd and 12. Christopher surveys the situation. Now he'll zip one across the middle. It is complete and taken down from behind as the pass is complete there to Sean Savage. Is that Savage or is that?
That is Savage.
That is Savage.
Number
Again,
6.
The 5s and the 6s are a little, as you see here, cutting across the middle.
Again, open space. Borderline horse collar.
Pedro Rodriguez
on the tackle, but a good gain, 1st down for the Indians as they establish better field position.
Now the Witches reeling a little bit here. More pressure on Christopher. He will be sacked behind the line of scrimmage. What are you talking about? Playing on our heels. 2-yard loss.
2nd sack by the Brewer defense in the game. Short loss.
At the very least 30, unless somebody really explodes here over the final 15 minutes or so. We are headed for a fantastic finish here tonight.
These teams had a real good playoff game here a couple of years ago that wound up going down to the very bitter end. Brewer winning that game to move on to the North Championship.
Fire to the right. It's Bell. Gets around one defender and still on his feet and finally taken down. Tackled there by Josiah Sear. Some of the Skowhegan fans thought Sear was a little too rambunctious there. As we look at it on the replay, again, get the ball to Bell, and he can create.
It was his rambunctiousness after the catch with his leg strength that got Skowhegan the 1st down. This 7-8 yards with a defender draped all over him.
There's the shuffle pass again and some running room for the Indians. Number 15, Hunter Washburn, takes it downfield. Well into Brewer territory. They're going to mark it at the Brewer 30-yard line.
And this is what the Skowhegan fans are used to seeing from their team. There's the quick pitch, and I don't know that any other team in Eastern Maine, or at least Northern Maine, runs that, so it's hard to get used to. And there's Washburn, the big gain, and now
a pass is complete to John Bell. Marcus Christopher going deep, and who else but John Bell? He's been doing it on the offensive end. He's been doing it defensively with a pair of interceptions. He's been receiving kickoffs and punts. Look at this, Ernie. Bell into the end zone and in stride, beating Bryant Kiley there for the touchdown. And you can see some of the Skowhegan fans raising their arms, and the Indians have their first lead of the night.
Well, there's the Skowhegan offense going 80 yards in no time at all. And now they're going to look to go for 2.
12-10, Skowhegan with the lead. Let's see what they do here. Christopher fires to the left side, and the pass is incomplete. And that's a very important play there, Ernie, because we've seen what Tyler Bean can do. And from short range, Andrew Kiley pretty effective as well.
Yeah, the difference is that if that comes down to the 4th quarter, Brewer will be kicking into the wind at that point.
That's right.
But still, keeps it a one-possession game and leaves that possibility out there as this game has changed rather quickly.
John Bell getting some congratulations and pats on the back. He looks out of gas, but I'm sure he'll get it back here soon. As I mentioned, he's been involved in this game from every angle.
Well, he's had 2 touchdowns and a pass interception in the third quarter alone.
Right.
So, yeah, he's been the difference maker here so far, and he's been the guy that's been able to make the initial gains out in open space to kind of give the entire offense an offensive boost. They're actually leading receiver, Cam Barnes. I really haven't heard much from him tonight at all.
Right.
Brewers done a good job of taking him away, and it's forced him to go in different directions. And suddenly, at least after a very quiet first half, the Indians' offense is untracked.
Skowhegan again 5-3 in the regular season under first-year coach Ryan Libby. Won their final 2 regular season games and then picked up the win last week in the quarterfinals. I'll get you some scores here in just a second, but first the kickoff after the touchdown. This one is a high arching kick into the wind, doesn't go very far. Picked up at the 33 by Brewer. And the Witches trying to come right back. Let's see who's got that football. They're going to be tackled at the 35-yard line.
It's McCluskey.
That is McCluskey. Speaking of guys who are all over the field. Here it is on the replay. Look at that kick. It went up.
High
Hit
kick.
that wind like a wall there. Came straight down. Good job by McCluskey to pick it up on the run in traffic. And then zigging and zagging his way.
Really barely
the coverage
touched.
Team there.
Had one attempted leg tackle, but long return to set Brewer up offensively. 32 yards on the return.
Which is run it on first down. I believe that was Bryant Kiley on the carry. Picks up 2. Third quarter score from Fairfield. Lawrence leading Brunswick 17-0 in that one. And it's Kiley again. Charging into that scrum there. Right around the 32-yard line. He'll be stopped. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. 3rd down, 7 yards to go for Brewer. They trail it for the first time. 12-10 our score. Cody Wood back to pass. Some pressure coming. Flips it to the right. It's taken in by Andrew Kiley. He's got the first down. And he'll be taken down inside the 25. That's a huge first down right there for Brewer.
Well, again, trying to answer Skowhegan's offense. There's Woods stepping out, just throwing a pass in the flat, drawing the defenders toward him. And then Andrew Kiley in open space.
Tough runner.
Not the speed of Bell, but the toughness, certainly, to be sure. And a first down effort for Brewer.
Here's Kiley, Bryant Kiley getting the call this time. He'll be short of the first down marker, but picks up about 8 yards on that first down play. So the Witches trying to get the momentum back on their side. Starting to force their will upon the Skowhegan Indians here with that ground and pound game. Class D score after 3, Foxcroft 40, Dexter nothing. Kiley working the right side. He's got the first down. See if it's first down and goal. Very close to that 10-yard line. Looks like the Witches still can pick up a first downer. That ball just outside the 10. The 10.5-yard line. So the Witches can get a first down here. Bryant Kiley again.
I would not expect a field goal in this situation. A, it's going to be in the fourth quarter by the time they would attempt that. And B, when you get down this close, you want to punch it in, particularly when you've got a running attack that you have confidence in, like Brewer does with its rushing game.
2nd down and 8. On the 8.5. And again, they go to Kiley. And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So the Witches will have the football when we come back, but they'll be working against the wind. Our score after 3, Skowhegan 12, Brewer 10. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
What do you get when you combine pure diesel power with 1,600 pounds of raw iron and steel? Meet the 2R series from John Deere. Up to 32 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, cruise control, and a 6-year powertrain warranty that's best in its class. This rugged workhorse won't make your breakfast, but with quick attach features, you can do pretty much anything else. Ride one today at your John Deere dealer.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark, BDN Main Game of the Week, our final high school football broadcast of the season. We'll swing inside for some high school basketball here in the coming weeks. We got a good one going on here in Skowhegan, 12-10. The number 1 seeded Skowhegan Indians with the lead over the Brewer Witches, who are the number 5 seed heading into the postseason in the Class B North playoffs. Witches with the football deep in Skowhegan territory. Brewer now working against the wind. Ball on about the 5-yard line. 3rd down. They can still get a first down here. That's the ball on about the 6-yard line. Here's Wood handing it off to Andrew Kiley. Drops his shoulder, spun around, maybe a yard or 2, but not much. 4th down, 3 yards to go. What do the Witches do here? And looks like they're going to bring on the field goal team.
It's the equivalent to an extra point. Ball maybe at the 4 rather than the 3, but still.
It is into the wind. Andrew Kiley, who does the extra points for the Witches on the season. He is 25 for 31 in extra points. This is a field goal. The ball is down. Kiley swings the leg. The ball is up, and it is good. And Brewer is back on top. A couple of field goals in this game for the Witches. A long one by Tyler Bean, and a short one here by Andrew Kiley. 1-point advantage for Brewer.
And again, kicking the ball into the wind, good to keep it low. Kiley was able to do that, high enough to get it over the defense, but low enough so it's not affected all that much by the wind, and cleared the goalpost with plenty to spare. That 21-yard field goal that gives Brewer a 13-12 lead.
13-12 as we play here at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Skowhegan, a high-powered offense. Brewer has been racking up the points as well here in this 2017 season. Thought we would have more points scored here tonight. Low-scoring, back-and-forth game here in this second half. Brewer held the lead 10-0 at the end of the first half. So Tyler Bean will be kicking off here momentarily. Back to the scoreboard. Chase Carmichael having a night for Bucksport. He lead Mananoque 28-6 at the half. Carmichael 3 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. Be sure to catch The Drive weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. The Drive, your sports, your teams, your show.
Glad to see I didn't jinx Mr. Carmichael. Wrote a little story about him in the paper yesterday.
Line drive kick by Tyler Bean. Off the fingertips there of one Skowhegan Indian who flips it back to John Bell, and he is one dangerous runner, but the Witches able to keep him in check there across the way as he is tackled at the 35 of Skowhegan.
You see why he's had such an effect on the game, though, there again, as tackled from behind by maybe the last person that could have tackled him from behind on that play, even after he built up a head of steam.
I believe it was Sean Savage who picked up the ball first and then dished it back to Bell. Here come the Indians. Trailing it by 1. Marcus Christopher coming in with 33 touchdowns on the season. He's added a couple here tonight. Here's a pass to the left, and that is Barnes, I believe. Cam Barnes getting into the act here for Skowhegan. They could use him down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as much as Brewer has to acknowledge where Bell is, Barnes has been their leading receiver, and certainly looking to get involved in the game. And he would seem to be more of a possession type of receiver, pretty tall and rangy kid. And that time, 9 yards on first down for the Indians.
Christopher with just 4 interceptions on the entire season. There's that shuffle pass again, and it's going to be Washburn. Gets it into Brewer territory, just barely across midfield. And that'll be another first down here for Skowhegan. We're leading 10-0 at the half. A couple of touchdowns for Skowhegan. Indians taking a 12-10 lead, which has just hit a short field goal. Now Skowhegan trying to get the lead back. And pressure coming from Graham. Christopher able to escape, flips it to Washburn. Washburn with some running room. He's got another first down before he's tackled inside the 40 of the Witches.
Yeah, this is Skowhegan's offense. You know, the short pass to a runner in space. The good decision-making by Christopher in terms of who he throws the ball to, and then the speed and agility of the receivers after they make the catch.
Now the Indians go on the ground. It's going to be Washburn. Washburn into that defensive backfield of the Witches. Takes it down to the 13 of Brewer. Brewer has played so well defensively here tonight. Also controlling the time of possession, especially in the first half. But you're starting to see that Skowhegan defense come to life as Washburn that time on the ground. First and 10 from the 13. Christopher. Look for the shuffle pass there. Now tucks it under his right arm, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. I don't know if that little fake there by Christopher was intentional or not, but in the end, it worked. Watch this, Ernie. You'll see Christopher fake the shuffle. Maybe, no, it was covered there by Graham, so he had to take it himself, and all kinds of space on that right side. Looking for the pylon, he is in.
But he's not the immediate rushing threat that you think of if you're Brewer defensively, or somebody that's going to go out in open space and do things like Bell. But that time, Brewer had everybody else covered, but not the quarterback. Christopher recognized that, went to his right, and found some open space for the 13-yard touchdown run that puts Skowhegan back in the lead.
18-13, Skowhegan on top. So a 2-point conversion, Ernie, makes this a 7-point game.
And Skowhegan has not attempted a kick tonight, so this is what they do. Let's go for 2.
Washburn behind Christopher. Marcus using the hand warmers there. Ten minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Christopher back to pass, looking left. He's got a man who can't hold on. And it looks like that was Cameron Barnes there. Ball going between his hands. And once again, Skowhegan unable to execute. Cash in with a 2-point conversion.
0 for 3.
Brewer with a touchdown can retake the lead.
That's 6 points that the Indians haven't gotten, and Cam Barnes just had too much time to think about that one. Would like to have it back, but that isn't how it works. And the lead at 5 in Skowhegan, though, as much as they were stopped on a consistent basis before intermission, second half they've been able to move the ball pretty much at will. And now, for the rest of regulation at least, they will have the wind at their backs. So that figures to help them even more. Brewer was able to answer the last time Skowhegan scored, getting the field goal to retake the lead. Now they've Now they really can't settle for field goals anymore, down 5. They've got to look to get the ball into the end zone. They haven't scored a touchdown, Brewer, since their opening possession of the game. 7:55 left in the first quarter. Brewer scored Andrew Kiley from 4 yards out to take a 7-0 lead. Have not found the end zone since then. So as much as we talked about Brewer's defense early in the game, you have to credit Skowhegan's defense here recently. And now it looks like a penalty on the
Witches.
Extra point perhaps by the Witches. 15-yarder gives Skowhegan kicking off from the Brewer 45. And
with the wind at their back.
Yeah, but also be alert to the possible onside kick.
And that's what they're going to try, but the Brewer Witches able to scoop it up and cover up the football. Looked like Steiger there. Oh, it was Tyler Bean actually recovering the football there. Exciting game here tonight at Skowhegan Area High School, and it's brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. All right, it is the Witches' turn. They have a field goal here in the second half by Andrew Kiley. And no surprise, the Witches keep it on the ground here deep in their own territory. I believe that was Bryce Largy with the carry. Indeed it was. He'll pick up 2.5 on that first down play.
Brewer doesn't have to hurry. There's plenty of time left in this game. 9:38. They can continue to do what they do, and that's run the football with a periodic pass, primarily to Jacob McCluskey, but they need to churn out some first downs here.
And they're going to go to the air. Wood flipping it to his left, and the pass is complete and plowing over the first down marker. Is that Andrew Kiley? Let's check the replay
Not
here.
for sure there, but there's Wood looking to his left all the way.
I think it was Kiley, the first back out there. Yes, it was.
And that was Kiley, the fullback.
Where do they mark the football?
Going to give him a first down at about the 37-yard line.
So a big first down there on a second down play from Brewer. Wood wheels, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, feeling some pressure, and the pass is going to be too high, again intended for Andrew Kiley. So it will be second down and 10.
Yeah, good pursuit there against the quarterback by Jamal Durant, who has been around Wood quite a bit tonight, the Skowhegan junior defensive end. Forced Wood to throw on the run and a little bit rushed and overthrew his receiver. And second and 10 now for the Witches.
Game getting a little closer up the road in Fairfield. 17-12 now with about 3.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Brunswick trailing Lawrence. Carry here by Brewer as they work that left side again. Kiley with the carry. Kobe Houghton with the tackle. Third down and short for Brewer. 3rd and 2 for the Witches as they get ever closer to midfield. Right now they are at their own 45. And a blitz here by Skowhegan, but Brewer will get the first down. Again, in situations like that, Ernie, you just see where the Brewer offensive line takes over. They needed 2, they got 3.
Well, we saw this last week with Oceanside and Herman and how Oceanside's line kind of wore down the Herman line as the game went along, and perhaps we're seeing a bit of a sign of that here, although it doesn't make that much difference on the other side of the ball because Skowhegan gets rid of the ball quickly in the pass game.
First down carry, Bryant Kiley takes it into Skowhegan territory, picks up 4 on that first down play. Yeah, credit the Brewer offensive line, but some tough running by the two Kileys, Bryant and Andrew, and by Bryce Largy as well. Second down, a long 6 here for Brewer. Wood to give to Bryant Kiley. He's tripped up. Pick up a couple, maybe 3 yards on that play. Stopped at the 46 of Skowhegan, so a 2-yard gain there for Bryant. 7:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for Skowhegan. They're the number 1 seed. Brewer looking for their second straight upset here in the postseason. Big third down play. Wood's going to pass. Fires to his left, pass a little high, some running room over there, and it's going to be short of the first down, so it's going to bring up a fourth down play. They only pick up about a yard there, Ernie.
Yeah, good pursuit by Skowhegan's defense there. Here's Wood faking the handoff, looking right, and then throwing back to his left.
Pedro Rodriguez.
That's Rodriguez catching the ball at his own 48 and able to pick up a couple of yards, but quick on the pursuit for for Skowhegan is number 58, Chase Carey, and now Brewer will go for it on fourth down and about 3.
6:45 left, but this could be the game for the Witches. Brian Kiley gets the pitch, and he's got the first down. Witches feeling confident and looking confident on that play as they closed off that left end well, and Kiley knew what to do.
Gain of 6, needed 3, gain of 6. As you mentioned, he got to the corner, got just enough to get the first down, keep the drive alive. Big play, big moment in the game. You give the ball back to Skowhegan near midfield, the way they've been running their offense lately, and you're in some trouble.
It's not Brewer's game there, that pitch and swinging it wide there. That's not necessarily how they win football games, but the pitch was so quick that Skowhegan's defense didn't have time to react. All right, we got a final now in Class D. Foxcroft with the shutout of Dexter. Andover Foxcroft tonight, 40-0 the final there at Foxcroft Academy.
Yeah, that was a close game when they played earlier in the season, 24-14 in week 2, a game we had on the Bangor BDN Sports Game of the Week. But this time around, All Ponies, as the number 1 seed, will host the Class D North Championship game next week. And it looks like at this point it will be against the second-seeded Golden Bucks of Bucksport, but that's not a final with them leading Mattanock Academy.
Another big third down play here for Brewer offensively and for Skowhegan defensively, but as we saw on the last series, so this is 4-down territory for the Witches unless things go in the wrong direction here. Wood under center. Again, that quick pitch, this time to Andrew Kiley, but the Skowhegan defense is there. This time they did react quick enough, and no gain there for Andrew Kiley. They have lost a little bit. 4th down and 6 now for Brewer.
Yeah, last time it was 4th and about 3. This time double that amount, and could change the play selection. 4th and 3, if you're Brewer, you go run, which is what they did. 4th and 6, a little bit more of a question mark as to whether you try to run or throw the ball.
Yeah, they're going to be passing here. Maybe a McCluskey. As they look left side, the ball is up there, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for Rodriguez, I believe, but the Witches are stopped here. They turn it over on downs.
Trying to read a number. Somebody got good pressure on Cody Wood. I can't tell as he comes off the field, but Skowhegan with a defensive stop, and now their chance to run some clock here with 4:44 left in the game.
The number 1 seed here tonight trying to advance. That's Skowhegan. They have a 5-point lead. MDI, another number 1 seed. They will advance as they defeat Oceanside 51-14, and it is a final in Fairfield. Lawrence has downed Brunswick by that final of 17-12.
Lawrence 17, Brunswick 12. So Lawrence will play the winner of this game. If it's Skowhegan, will be right here next Friday night.
And they had quite a battle earlier this season. 58-56 was the final.
I think they're still tired from that game, to be honest with you. I'm sure there are people tired from.
Boy, you got an injured Skowhegan Indian down on the field. BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Greenway Equipment. For the best in John Deere sales and service, it's Greenway Equipment with locations in Bangor and Ellsworth. Visit them at greenwayequipment.com. Greenway Equipment, nothing runs like a deer. All right, 4:19 left. Skowhegan with the lead and the football. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Marcus Christopher, the talented quarterback, from the shotgun once again. He'll hand it off to Washburn, who's hit pretty quickly there. Berman in on the tackle. So 3rd down and 3. See what Skowhegan chooses to do here in this situation. They've used that little shuffle pass at least 10 times here tonight.
That's probably not a bad idea. The only downside of that is if it gets dropped and it stops the clock. But
3:21 left. Christopher fakes the pitch, takes it himself up the middle. He's into Brewer territory, and he'll slide down at the 40-yard line. Big first down there for Skowhegan. They move the chains. And we see the replay here, Ernie. Again, this is not Christopher's bread and butter.
Fakes the pitch.
Covered well.
They went for the pitch guy, and that left room in the middle of the field. Christopher has learned how to slide.
Safe.
It's safe at the ball's going to be at the 40-yard line. That's a big gain, nearly 20 yards. Well, Christopher, who is known for his throwing ability, has come up with a couple of big plays with his legs. First, a 13-yard touchdown run to give Skowhegan the lead, and then that gain almost 20 yards to keep Skowhegan in possession of the ball.
Washburn's got a big hole on the right side. He's got a 1st down, still on his feet. Tackled eventually at the 25-yard line, and the Indians rolling here late in this one, trying to seal the deal against the Witches. Washburn's had a good night for Skowhegan. A couple minutes left to go in the Mattanockhook Bucksport game, and the Golden Bucks are going to be advancing. They had a tight game. They have 3 overtimes.
Triple overtime, 48-42 at Lincoln in week 2. That was a game where Bucksport had more than 100 yards of penalties and 6 turnovers and still won. Ooh. So that kind of lets you know what the possibility was tonight. And
Bucksport romping tonight, 49-6. Couple minutes left to go. Little mix-up there in the backfield. Christopher still going and stretches it out inside the 20. So he made something out of nothing there. Picks up almost 5 yards. Now the Witches will need to take a timeout with 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Good look at that Skowhegan offense there. Brewer led 10-0 at the half. The Crazy About Football contest is underway at Tradewinds Markets. Enter to win at the Tradewinds Markets all over eastern and central Maine. Pretty simple. Find your Tradewinds. Locate the Crazy About Football display. Pick the score in the Patriots game that week. Weekly prize, a $50 gas card. There will be 2 grand prize winners at season's end of $250 gas cards. Tradewinds Markets, your corner store and more. Of course, no Patriots game this week. This is the bye week for the Pats. They'll get things underway in their second half against the Denver Broncos. But you can go in, find that Crazy About Football display, and give your point total now if you wish. Got plenty of time. And the final, I should say, in Bucksport, 49-6. So the Golden Bucks, Joe Sankey, once again getting to a regional final. They will be taking on Foxcroft. Did those 2 teams play this year?
Yes, Foxcroft won. I don't have the exact score in my head. It was something like 42-18 in Dover Foxcroft. That was the last time Bucksport lost. They've won 5 games in a row since then. So they go into that rematch on a positive note.
Washburn the carry. The ball came flying out of there, but
was blown dead.
Play had stopped. Nick Arthurs, the Brewer coach, well onto the field looking for a timeout.
Looking for a timeout or wondering if that ball was actually stopped. The question of whether the whistle blew before the ball was loose. And now the timeout's going to be granted.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 4. If you were Brewer, and they had an 18-13 lead, trying to seal it, you could think field goal, especially with the wind at their back, but that's not really part of what Skowhegan does.
I think Skowhegan at this point is going to run the football, make Brewer use its timeouts, so that in a worst-case scenario for the Indians, Brewer gets the ball back with no timeouts, a long field to go, and very little time.
So Brewer has used 2, correct?
They have 1 left.
3 minus 2. Man.
I got most of my other numbers down. It's just those timeouts that are pesky. There's nothing on the scoreboard tonight that tells me how many there are left.
Good look at the Brewer defense coming back on the field after some inspirational words from Nick Arthurs and the Brewer coaching staff. Pretty much do or die for Brewer here in these next 2 downs. They trail it by 5. Skowhegan fans getting into it here. Some of the coaches trying to get them to quiet down. I don't think they're that loud. They're relatively loud. Here's Washburn, and that's going to be a 1st down. He'll go down at the 10, and that may do it for Skowhegan here on their home field. Big 1st down there for Hunter Washburn, as you see right here. The Brewer defense collapsing on that left side. Good blocking there by Skowhegan.
Nice hole there on the left side, and Washburn does a smart thing and stays in bounds.
Holds on to that football.
Keeps the clock running.
That's really what the Witches have to be looking for here, a strip of that football to get it back. 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Here's Christopher. He's going to carry it himself, and he'll slide down at the 6. And that will be, they're pointing Skowhegan's way with the timeout.
Can't believe that.
Why would they call timeout? Yeah, now they've corrected. Yeah, the other official across the way turns around.
They're like me with timeouts.
Well,
actually, I didn't have a 50-50 chance, but they had a 50-50 shot in terms of which direction. So Brewer's now used his timeouts, and Skowhegan now has 2nd down, so they'll have 3 snaps from center. So they should be able to run the clock down to just about nothing.
Well, it's been it's not over yet for the Witches, and certainly they have made things interesting. As we talked about in the pregame show, Ernie lost a lot of talent, a lot of yards from that team last year, a lot of power. Kind of took a little while to find themselves here in this 2017 season, but
although they did beat Lawrence the first game of the year, 21-19, got off to a real good start that way, but had a little bit of a struggle midway through the season and regrouped and found themselves here in the semifinals in a Class B North division that has been wide open since the start of the season. Kind of interesting that the top 2 seeds are the ones.
That's not good. Victory formation there for the Indians, and Christopher took a knee, and then he was lambasted by McCluskey.
And Christopher trying to pull his teammate or 2 away, doesn't want anything going against the Indians at this point. That's going to be a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Witches. The exuberance of youth there trying to force a turnover, but not a great play there as
McCluskey will check out of the ball game. Well, Brewer has given Skowhegan, the number 1 seed, all they could handle here tonight, but a big second half for Skowhegan. 3 touchdowns after trailing 10-0 after the first 24 minutes. And barring a miracle here, big-time mistake by Skowhegan, they'll be moving on to take on the Lawrence Bulldogs. Again, those 2 teams played earlier this year, combined in one game, scored 114 points. Skowhegan emerging the victor, 58-56. Victory formation once again. Clock starts. I think they want Christopher to use a little more time here between.
I'm surprised that's not an automatic 1st down on that penalty, because that kind of works to Brewer's favor, actually. If it's not a 1st down, it stops the clock. Now it's running again, and they're gonna work it down until they see the back judge holding his hands up as the clock was running down, the play clock.
Christopher takes a knee without any extracurriculars afterwards. And the Indians and their fans starting to celebrate a little bit here on the near side. Great season under their first-year head coach, Ryan Libby. Overall, they will be 7-3 now after a couple of postseason wins.
6-3. Had a bye in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Brewer winds up its season at 5-5.
One more knee for Christopher, and that'll do it. The horn sounds, and the Skowhegan Indians prevail in this one against Brewer. 18-13 the final. It'll be Lawrence and Skowhegan in the Class B North final coming up next Friday night right here at Clark Memorial Field as the two teams get set to shake hands after this one. Hopefully everything goes well here. Brewer obviously disappointed, but congratulations to Nick Arthurs and his team for making it to the semifinal round, and they certainly put up a good fight here tonight against a very good Skowhegan team. All right, we'll take a timeout, so we'll come back with a post-game show. We'll have some highlights for you from this Skowhegan win. We'll have some stats, and we'll get back to the scoreboard as well. This is the BDN Sports Game of the Week.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
What do you get when you combine pure diesel power with 1,600 pounds of raw iron and steel? Meet the 2R series from John Deere. Up to 32 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, cruise control, and a 6-year powertrain warranty that's best in its class. This rugged workhorse won't make your breakfast, but with quick attach features, you can do pretty much anything else. Ride one today at your John Deere dealer.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
You deserve a clean car. Let Dean's take care of the details. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Let the pros at Dean's renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. For interior detailing, exterior detailing, and complete detailing packages, call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com. And Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit for any special occasion. Dean's Detailing. We make used look like new.
Since 2006, we've offered free ATMs worldwide to our customers, saving them over $16 million. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
We may not be the biggest, but we're definitely the best. Here at Tim's Plumbing, we know that when a plumbing issue pops up, you need it fixed. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. We even do kitchen and bath remodeling. The master licensed technicians here at Tim's Plumbing specialize in installations, repiping, and service repair. You can call us at 735-4969 or 327-1620. At Tim's Plumbing, service is our specialty.
Exclusive savings are happening at a Tradewinds location near you. Save big with our happy hour specials every day from 4 to 6 p.m. Grab a family size one-topping pizza, $6.99. Get 1 pound of our tender boneless wings, $6.99. A full pound of our locally famous buffalo wings, $6.99. Or 1 pound of our crispy french fries, just $2.99. Get this bundle deal and save 50%. Score even more with extended hours on Sunday at a Tradewinds location near you.
Welcome back to Clark Memorial Fields here on the campus of Skowhegan Area High School. Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark, the entire Sportsnet Maine BDN Sports Game of the Week crew as we get to some of the highlights from this very competitive game here tonight, Ernie.
Yeah, what a great game. I think we all expected a lot more points to be scored tonight than there were, but points coming easily to Brewer, at least on their first possession of the game, as Andrew Kiley scores from 4 yards out, and Brewer on its first possession takes a 7-0 lead. But that would be it for a while in terms of touchdowns. Matter of fact, that would be the only touchdown Brewer scored in the game. Here's Marcus Christopher, the Skowhegan quarterback, not finding anybody to throw to. Jacob McCluskey with a strip as he sacks Christopher, and Tyler Bean picks up the loose ball, and Brewer has the ball in a good field position near midfield. And then winding down the first half, Tyler Bean involved in the action again. This time a 37-yard field goal with the wind at his back. A no-doubter off the Jeep Cherokee behind the goalpost. And Brewer goes in to halftime with a 10-0 lead. All Brewer at that point, but Skowhegan's offense gets untracked thanks in large part to John Bell. You see him racing down the sideline for one of his 2 third-quarter touchdowns. Big plays by Bell on both offense and defense. Had 2 pass interceptions, 2 touchdowns on receptions in the third quarter alone. Here's Brewer trying to move the ball. There's Bryant Kiley after the Bell touchdown with a big gain, over 60 yards, and that moves the ball inside the Skowhegan 5-yard line, and Brewer's ready to answer and to regain the lead. There's Bell, of course, with the tackle from behind, but the ball is suddenly inside the 5-yard line, a 64-yard gain on the play by
First and goal there for the Witches.
By Kiley. First and goal. 2 running plays were stopped by Skowhegan's defense. Cody Wood, the Brewer quarterback, rolls right on third down, looks for a receiver into the end zone, pressured by the Skowhegan front line, and there's Bell again with an interception in the end zone to prevent the touchdown. Maybe the biggest play of the game there, as he is tackled in the end zone, but just a touchback there. And now another long pass, this one 31 yards from Christopher to Bell, who beats the defender in the end zone, and the Skowhegan Indians take the lead at 12-10. Lead didn't last too long, however. Here's Andrew Kiley kicking into the wind, a 21-yard field goal after Brewer got deep but was unable to get it into the end zone, and the Witches retake the lead at 13-12. Now Skowhegan moving the ball back downfield. Here's Marcus Christopher, known more for his arm than his legs, but fakes that inside pitch, goes around the right end 13 yards into the end zone, and Skowhegan regains the lead at 18-13, and that's your final score.
Had a very entertaining, very competitive ball game, and good season overall. We enjoyed some good weather on Friday nights and some very good games.
Yeah, and for the most part, we had really good games, and this one certainly no exception. Again, Class B North has been kind of wild all season long.
Yes.
I mean, Coney had its moments. Certainly Lawrence and Skowhegan belong where they are in the final. Messalonsky had a solid season. Brewer was competitive with just about everybody in the league, and even Brunswick, even though they won just the one regular season game along with the playoff game, was a tough out for everybody throughout the season. And for it to come down to a couple of close semifinals here, 18-13, and then Lawrence defeating Brunswick 17-12. It sets up a great Class B North championship game next Friday night here at Reggie Clark Field.
I'm Jim Churchill saying so long from Skowhegan. Again, the final, the Indians 18, the Witches 13. This has been the BDN Sports Game of the Week.
The BDN Main Game of the Week is presented by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. The BDN Main Game of the Week is also brought to you by Tradewinds Markets, Greenway Equipment Sales, Dean's Detailing, and by Bangor Savings Bank, Northeast Driving School, and Digital Workshop. The BDN Main Game of the Week is a production of Sportsnet Maine.